Hi everybody! Ireland is one of the most amazing nations in the 21st century. In spite of being such a small country with a population that is 4 times lesser than Mumbai, it is one of the fastest growing nations in the world with a rich per capita income of $76,000. And considering its rapid growth and development in the 21st century, it's quite unbelievable that just 40 years ago, in the 1980s, the same Ireland was one of the worst performing nations in the world. It had a severe unemployment rate of more than 20% and inflation was soaring at about 18.2%. In fact, the condition of Ireland was so bad that a major chunk of population started leaving the country because they lost faith in the government. But you know what? From the 1980s onwards, in spite of the political instability, the Irish government started making a very important investment. And this investment started paying off 25 years later, because of which today it contributes more than $10 billion towards the Irish economy. And this turned Ireland into the tech hub of the world. The question is, what is this investment? And more importantly, what can a country like India learn from Ireland? This is a story that dates back to 1979, when the second oil crisis shook the world and sent a wave of inflation throughout Asia and Europe. For those who don't know, in 1979, due to the Iranian Revolution, the oil production declined, the demand skyrocketed, and the cost of oil doubled in just 12 months and touched $40 per barrel. This spike in price caused massive fuel shortages all across the world, resulting into a worldwide economic crisis. And during this time, one of the worst hit countries was the Republic of Ireland. And back then, it had a population of only 3.3 million. And amongst those 3.3 million also, thousands of people started to leave the country because the country was not just suffering from political instability, but also from recession. In fact, in the 1980s alone, more than 200,000 people left Ireland. This is when the politicians of Ireland realized that if the citizens start leaving the country at the same rate, the country would be in ruins in no time and there would be no scope of development whatsoever. So they started to invest into the most underrated asset, which is being ignored by India, and that is human capital. Starting from the 1980s, Ireland started investing heavily and strategically into higher education. Now the highlight word over here is not heavily but strategically. The government started doing a market research to try and understand what kind of skills will be in high demand in the international market. And this is when companies like Apple and Wang were in the baby stages. And in accordance to the research that they did, they started building something called the RTCs, or the Regional Technical Colleges. Along with that, they also started building universities to train the youth in specific programs like electrical engineering and information technology. And the highlight over here is that they built these universities after making sure that there is a pipeline of employment that is built, just so that after the students graduate, they can go on to get a job in companies like Apple, Microsoft, and other Silicon Valley computer firms. Fast forward to 1993, because of their universities, the share of science and technical graduates in the labor force in Ireland was the highest among the 25 OECD countries, which included Finland, Germany, and even the United States. On top of that, they also made sure that the children are made to become proficient in at least 2 foreign languages. This was done so that students could be prepared for a wider scope of opportunities in the international markets. And guess what, guys? Slowly and steadily, over the period of 1991 to 1996, people of Ireland from all across the world started coming back to their country as the nation strategically started providing the youth with more and more opportunities. And by 1996, nearly 20% of the people in Ireland between the ages of 30 to 34 were returned emigrants, as in they are the people who returned to the country after leaving. And these people became active contributors to the economy of the country. And here's where the government decided to take it one step further. In the 1990s, the government spotted another booming opportunity in the form of the internet revolution. And just like the electronics wave, based on the insights that they gained from the internet companies, the Irish government launched new programs to train the next generation to get a job in the upcoming internet companies. And this time, they did not just prepare the students, but also made a major move to turn Ireland into the business hub of the world. In the 1999 Finance Act, the Minister of Finance, Charlie McGreevy, reduced the Irish corporate taxes from 32% to just 12.5%. And along with this, they also offered a 25% R&D tax credits to foster new businesses. Now people, this was a revolutionary move which came at the perfect time. Why? Because during this time, the internet companies from around the world were desperately looking out for avenues to save taxes and an avenue to get a pool of talent. In this case, during this time, Ireland had both of them. So guess what? This turned Ireland into the tech hub of the world, because of which today 9 out of the 10 world's top medical technology companies and the top 10 internet companies, including Google and Facebook, are operating at scale from Ireland. Now that Ireland had both best companies and great universities, guess what? Ireland started to see a rapid influx of talent from all across the world. And today, Ireland is not just a major tech hub, but also one of the best education hubs of the world, which provides best-in-class education at an extremely affordable price. And today, Irish universities contribute about $10.5 billion to the Irish economy every single year. And this is how, using extensive market research and strategic investment into education, Ireland went from being a failing country to becoming a booming tech and education hub of the world. In fact, more than 60% of the international students get a job in Ireland and become active contributors to the economy of the country. And even today, while most governments are questioning the concept of crypto and the relevance of blockchain, Ireland has already started preparing its workforce and its business ecosystem to embrace the fintech wave. This is being done with the vision that when the opportunities arrive due to the blockchain revolution, the workforce of Ireland must be fully prepared to embrace it with open arms. This is how, ladies and gentlemen, a small country like Ireland was able to transform its economy by investing heavily and strategically into its education. Similarly, today Germany provides lucrative scholarships to attract talent from all across the world. In fact, some of the major milestones of United States as a nation have been achieved due to the leadership and contribution of the immigrants. This is what you call as international education strategy. So if you're someone who wants to pursue higher education in any one of these countries, I would highly recommend you to check out our resource partner for today's episode, and that is Cambly. If you're someone who knows how to read and write in English, at the same time, if you struggle to speak English fluently, then Cambly is the perfect solution for you. Cambly is the only app in India that provides one-on-one private English classes with tutors from all across the world, including US, Canada, and UK. And you can choose from various courses that will help you become eligible to get into these foreign universities. And this includes business English, IELTS, TOEFL, and even personality development. And one of the sweetest aspects about their service is their tutors. Tutors of Cambly are very friendly, very supportive, and they will do their level best to help you improve upon your weak areas without any judgment. So check out the Cambly app from the special link in the description, and if you go through that link and use the code thinkschool, you will get 25% off for any 3-month plan of their service. Now let's talk about the most important part of the video, and that is what can India learn from Ireland to fix its education system. Now people, there are 3 lessons that we need to learn from Ireland. Lesson number 1. The education system in both countries are operated as serious businesses. But the difference over here is, while the Irish system treats students as real customers and focuses on giving them the best return on investment, in India, the system ill-treats students and is by default designed to exploit both the time and money of the students. What the government or the education system in general fails to realize is that when a talented student experiences the torture of the system through useless assignments or mandatory attendance and stupid projects, and even after 4 years, when she ends up with only grades but no skill, the talent clearly understands that she cannot grow in India. A very simple example of the same are the engineering colleges in India. Therefore, we need a system that is designed to deliver value to the students instead of the current system that is designed to loot systems through unnecessary fee hikes and donations. Lesson number 2, market research is by far the most important aspect of any education system. In this case, if you see, while the Irish education system was being set up, the government first did a thorough market research and then built colleges to cater to the demands. Whereas in India, we've got the complete opposite. We first build colleges, then sell fake dreams to the students, and then we think, how do we get a job for these students? On one side, while we've got foreign universities that are so futuristic that they're preparing students for blockchain, here we've got engineering textbooks that are so outdated that they're just one step away from being called ancient. So we really need to turn things around in the next 10 years if we are in any way looking out to become a superpower in the next 3 decades. And last and most importantly, we need to start taking our investments into education very, very seriously, because in the next 10 years, we've got 3 revolutions coming up: the blockchain revolution, the biotech revolution, and the AI revolution. And each one of these revolutions are going to create countless opportunities for both businesses and employment. And if we start tapping onto the right things and create a conducive business and education ecosystem, the Indian education system will go from being a disaster to becoming $1 trillion asset in the next 25 years. And I just hope that the national education policy is a step in that direction. That's all from my side for today, guys. If you learned something valuable, please make sure to hit the like button and how to make YouTube Baba happy. And for more such insightful business and political case studies, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on Tuesday. Bye bye.